People deluded, I'm back again. Now, you lot know there is a problem within that with relation to diversity in football. Yes, there is a couple examples of black coaches, black backroom staff. I can't name any but black physios or Bame physios, even though I hate that term. I think it's disrespectful to group everybody under that. It doesn't make no sense. But it is what it is. It's like someone from Morocco is classed as Bame. I'm classed as Bame. Someone from the edge of the earth could be classed as Bame. Do you get it? It's too many diverse people put under one umbrella term sort of thing. But moving away from that, you know, ethnic minorities, you know, the footballers, the playing staff kind of reflect the multiculturalness and the fans. But you lot know, the higher you got the levels or the more positions of importance or specialization or expertise, you don't see it. You look at the referees, you struggle to find a black face. You look at the coaches, you struggle to find a black face. You look at the physios, commentators, pundits, matchday staff, people in and around I don't even know what you call, but kind of pundits, ringside pundits, none of them reflect what I look like or what a lot of people look like. And to be fair, it does matter, but it doesn't. You know, people should get the jobs based on who they are and how good they are. Like, I don't want to roll because I'm black. I just want equal opportunity. But by the same token, it can be discouraging, you know, when people don't, you're seeing it. It's like subconsciously and consciously you play on it. You think, can that ever be me? Because you cannot see it. And for me, it's all about the next generation. It's about that young black 5-year-old who grows up and has ambitions to be a coach or be the first black Premier League winner or be a Premier League black manager or whatever sort of thing. If you can't see, again, I do think if you can't see it, try to be the first. But if they can't see obvious examples, they're not going to think it's realistic. I don't think it's realistic to see myself being in certain roles because I can't see it. I'm not because it's not ability and not trying, because I can't see how the doors open. And to be fair, in a country like England, I have to wonder, well, listen, there's a lot of opportunity, but fundamentally it is not for us. So I do have to wonder how far one could go and things. But one thing I will give credit and thanks, the FA and all these governing bodies have a lot to do before, you know, diversity isn't something is something we can stop speaking about. But credit where due, you know, apparently there'll be a bursary scheme which will see BAME coaches join EFL clubs in rotating roles next season. Black, Asian and minority ethnic coaches are set to join EFL clubs from next season under a groundbreaking scheme close to being finalised. This was posted by The Athletic. I saw the article. Apparently the pilot initiative will see a handful of sides in the Championship, League One and League Two give a BAME coach experience of working in their professional setup for at least 2 years in a variety of different roles. That initial period is to be funded by the Premier League and the PFA via a bursary, and hope that clubs decide to offer a permanent employment thereafter. So yeah, it went on to speak about the people behind it, but he said interesting clubs and candidates from across the country are applying to participate. Then the organisations will make assessments and confirm placements. Early indications suggest that the scheme will be oversubscribed, which it should be, and if it proves to be successful, the plan would be to expand and formalise the opportunity with new cohorts in the years ahead. I was actually so keen to apply until I saw applicants must have their UEFA B licence as a minimum requirement and should not have previously held a full-time role at a football club. I ticked one of them, haven't got my UEFA B yet. So yeah, man, I think that's a little good scheme, people. You know, getting people first and foremost, you know, trying to break down barriers and get people into the rooms and stuff. Second of all, actually listening to the concerns. Third of all, you know, the worst thing is experience. You know, like you hear a lot of things. You know, you're expected to get experience without getting experience. So if BAME coaches can get experience, then, you know, someone might listen to them a bit more. But it's all about the succession plans, because, okay, cool, what happens in 2 years if the club say get rid of them? The club are obliged to get that. There could be very reasons. They might not think they're good enough, they don't fit, there's no money to allocate towards additional coaches. All of that's fine. But what about the succession plan? What about all, because there are many qualified coaches. Because this is all fun and games, yeah. There are people that are, you know, UEFA B, have held coaching roles but can't elevate sort of thing. So what is the succession plan for when clubs can't keep people on? Are we going to be able to set up, you know, football is a very close game in terms of networking. You could lose one job as a scout one day and you're in another role. How can we go about helping people with that? It's lovely to see though, because, you know, the facts are telling. You look at the governing bodies in Premier League or Premier League or football boards, how many BAME faces and ethnic faces do you see? We could be here all day talking about BAME players, etc. And that goes for a lot of sports, but I can only really comment on football because that's my number one. And the facts are there, really and truly. For me, it brings us that step closer to having a black manager winning the Premier League. And I know a lot of people might not like that and say, why are you focused on colour? It's nothing to do with colour. It's about pride, people. It's about pride. It would be lovely to see a black manager win the Premier League, because it would tell people like myself and people younger and people my age and people that are destined to go greater than I could, that it can be done. You know, you can imagine Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is painted as this lovely guy, and he is this. I'm not saying he's not. He's a lovely guy. He's charismatic. He's all these things. But similar to Martin Luther King at the time, do you think all of these people that even now that praise Martin Luther, Malcolm, well, big up both of them, but praise what's his face, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, whatever you want to refer to him as. People that praised him then, they were killing him. Do you know what, as Muhammad, you know, you'd have to, I couldn't even factor in the sort of effect that someone like Muhammad Ali has had on not just black people in America, black people in general, because, you know, he was young, black and fly. You couldn't be one of you know that there were things you shouldn't be. You shouldn't, them days there, you shouldn't have been confident because of who you are. You shouldn't have dared to follow your dreams because you're a boxer. You shouldn't have known you're black and good at your job and confident in that, people. Do you get it? So what did the young man that watching Muhammad Ali pursue his goals might have said to that young black man who thought, I can't be a lawyer because of things. No, I can actually do it. And that's what it's about. It's about inspiration. It's about seeing heroes and things like that. For me, it'd be lovely to see. I'd love to wake up and see the way fans and players reflect the diversity. I'd love to see that in management. I would love to see that, people. I can't see it now. I'd love to see it. And the facts are telling, man. Of the 91 managers currently working in the Premier League and EFL, only 6 are from a black or non-white background. I'm pretty sure I can only comment on my specific demographic. If we scrutinise that a bit more, that number drops, people. Research by Loughborough University in 2017 found that fewer than 5% of all senior coaching positions at professional football clubs are held by Bame individuals. And, you know, a lot of special people that it's all fun and games now that people look at the council estate footballers or the street ballers and stuff like that. Who is more likely to understand them? Coaches that have come from that. Do you get it? These are the sort of things we need to move forward with. So I'm happy to see them plans in place, but we'll have to see in the future or in a certain time period if these plans have been put into place, if they've really been stress tested, most crucially if they actually work. But for now, you know, it's a move in the right direction. But I've got nothing more to say, man. People, it's always a pleasure. First and foremost, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for staying safe. Thank you very much for your PayPal donations. Thank you very much for voting for me in the Football Content Awards. Yeah, man, just thank you for all your support in whatever capacity. But for now, DG.